Hey there guys, in this video we're going to be doing the budget run on Core Tyrannus, the June Clash of Wills boss. So we're not going to be using any of the new units and we're not going to be using Zahn for this fight. That's going to be my definition of, of budget. So here we go, we're going to be using a light party. Celeste will be doing the light support. And then Hayo, Veritas, and Aang will be doing damage, along with Celeste, of course. Tanking with Abigail, and killers and mitigations and all the fun stuff with Melissa. So let's give it a go. So because we're using a light party, this boss is going to be a little bit irritating. He's going to refresh his shield pretty often, but we've got a plan for it, so we're not that worried about it. So, what we're going to do with Melissa is we're going to go ahead and Chronic Flow, Minutes of Might, and Beast. We're basically just trying to fill the morale gauge. Abigail will cover Contingency, and doesn't matter that much, really. I guess we can Veil. I don't think Veil even matters, but whatever. Celeste will Enlightka, Coordinated, and Field. Hayo will Crimson Undermine, Refine Stance, and I will Master the Sword. Aang will use both his thingies and Awakened Divinity. Let's see here. Who is this? Veritas of the Frost will do nothing that really matters, completely honest here. So we'll just do Sword Dance and some morale fills. Okay, so some people are going to get counterattacked and get dispelled here, and then the boss is going to reapply his shield. So who's getting dispelled? Oh, no one. No one got hit. Okay, convenient. Anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and deal some damage. So because the boss reapplied his shield, we're going to do Abigail will dispel it with Drone Type Fix. And whoops. Abigail will dispel it with Drone Type Fix, and then we'll just do Anti-Physical, Anti-Magical for the morale gain. Melissa will do some killers. Let's do killers on Celeste. And then we'll go ahead and deal some damage. We'll shift Hayo. And Veritas will shift Celeste. And deal some damage. We're not going to kill the boss, but we should do a nice chunk. Yeah, you know, we're not using the new units, so our damage is, as you can see, a lot lower. Cosmic Judgments. We got dispelled on Aang and Veritas of the Frost, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. So we're going to just use Celeste to reapply their Imbue. And let's reapply the field. And I guess we can do Intelligent Combat. Let's see here. Let's have Melissa reapply the killers to Aang, which also does AoE killers, of course. Let's have Abigail cover to put the stat buff back up. Then we can... The boss is not shielded because we pushed the threshold. So we'll just fill the morale gauge. Okay, they'll do some damage, and Hayo will... No, not that way. Hayo will just absolute mirror up equity 3 times and like weave into their damage because his LB is not good, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Not a big deal. Yeah, this first fight's going to be a little bit irritating because he dispels so often. He did not counterattack this time, which is great. Meaning we can have Melissa and Abigail just fill LB 3 times, and we can go again with the bursting. As soon as Melissa finishes auto-casting. A lot of auto-casting. Okay, so Bar Darked you 3 times. I guess we only needed it twice, but whatever. So let's push another threshold. Yeah, this boss is really simple. Just irritating. You just gotta watch for Cosmic Judgment to dispel. Okay. So we'll go ahead and burst again next turn if we don't get dispelled. Cosmic Judgment on 3 people. Okay. So we definitely got to rebuff with Celeste this turn, which is fine. So many auto-casted on Melissa. Come on, girl. Let me hit the reload button. Damn it. Alright, actually, yeah. So, yeah, reload these 2, and Celeste will re-imbue the party. And field again, and kind of whatever. And we'll go ahead and finish off this boss. Actually, I almost didn't finish him. Either way, it would have been fine. So there goes our mana. We're not worried about it. We're fine. We've got Abigail and the Savior's chess piece. Okay. Thankfully, this fight, as long as you don't hit it with magic, you won't get dispelled. So he's a lot freaking easier. Like, a lot easier. Now, if you don't use dark damage on this guy, he will counterattack a little bit. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal, so we're going to kind of just ignore the counterattacks. But, yeah. So we'll use SLB with you for the mitigation. You will Chronic, Parasol. I'm thinking. I guess let's Protect for the physical mitigation. We don't have much healing, but it shouldn't matter, honestly, I don't think. Let's Enlightka. Let's Coordinated Teamwork and Field. Let's have Hyoga, the base form for this turn. We can Crimson Undermine for the breaks. And then, oh, nope. Crimson Undermine. I will Master and Refine Stance. Aang can do... Let's do Hunter of the Mystical for the Fairy Killer. Let's Awaken Divinity and... Placid Concentration for the morale gain. Veritas can dispel the boss with Katana Flick, Solitary for the mod buff, and we could Onyx Forks to stop the counters, but honestly, I don't care. And we can't afford Arcane Supplementation. That is very unfortunate. You know, whatever, who cares? Thankfully, that's going to be the only mana drain in the fight, so mana shouldn't be a problem going forward. Once Abigail counters, we'll be back at full mana. Okay, so the morale gauge is filled. There's the Dark Flare. That's a blind in peril. So we've been blinded. Here's the key. You have to cure that blind. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. So Melissa will cure that blind for us, but not yet. So we're going to go ahead and shift Hyo and do his shifted LB, SLB, SLB. Celeste can do the LB. Let's have Melissa do some killers first. So we'll do Shared Immunity for the blind stuff. Then we'll do Dragon and Human Killer. Okay, wait for all this to finish. Go ahead and deal a little bit of damage here. Yeah, because we're not getting Dispel and the boss is not doing that buff stuff, it's a lot easier. So let's cover... let's go ahead and Omni cover just for the safety. And... I guess Shelga? I don't know. Whatever. Actually, didn't we already SLB, so Shelga was irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And we'll go ahead and kill the boss this turn. We'll just refill with Bar Foragia, Bar Darga. And yeah, we're going to the next fight. Pretty simple. After 150 autocast. Give me a second. We love autocast. Okay, so let's go ahead and Bar Darkja 3 times. It looks like we don't actually need that much. So we can just Bar Foragia 3 times with you. And how much more LB gauge do we need? Literally none. Meaning Melissa can Beast Killer, Human Killer, and Dragon Killer. And we can kill the boss. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get a gravity attack this turn. We're not really that worried about it, honestly. Okay. So this one, we can't get rid of the buffs. We don't have like Richt or Kaito on the party, so we can't really deal good damage till turn 6. Which is going to be fine, though. We're going to deal with it. Okay, so what we're going to do for this turn, Melissa is going to Uncontrollable Darkness so that we, what's the word? So that we, Uncontrollable Darkness. So we don't die this turn. Duh. That's for the Dark Absorb. Chronic Flow and Parasol Shield. Hayo will Undermine, Refined, and I will Master. Aang will Hunter of the Mystical. Nope, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because we want to do that later. We will just, with Aang, just kind of chill for now, honestly. Oh, we got to imbue first. Let's go to the base form with Celeste. Let's imbue. And again, we're not using the good stuff because we want to wait on it. You will dispel the... I don't think dispel even works, but we're going to try anyway. We're going to dispel the boss and hit a few times. Abigail can SLB, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we're going to do a big burst on turn 6. But we're going to burst a little bit more before then, though. So there's the dark attacks that ignore, cover, and provoke. And then some... Oh, wow. Oh, I never healed from the... I never healed after the gravity damage from the last fight. I should have done that. Whoops. Oh, well. Okay, so next turn we can deal at least some damage. So we're going to go ahead and start setting up for a small burst next turn. So now we are going to... Hayo doesn't have a whole lot to do, honestly speaking. So he's just going to, like, use his skills. Aang will now do Hunter of the Mystical, will do Awaken Divinity, and will do... whatever. Veritas will do... We're not going to Arcane Supplementation yet. So we're going to do Demon Guard, Solitary Sword Dance, and Anthro Guard, I guess. Celeste will re-imbue the party. We'll do Coordinated Teamwork and just the field again. Abigail can cover. Protectka. And let's do a contingency plan this turn. And yeah, we'll go ahead and burst next round. Oh, Melissa. Melissa will do Killers. Let's do Killers on Celeste, Celeste, Celeste. Okay. So the call to darkness is because we're not using dark damage on the boss. We are getting big dark imperil, but honestly speaking, if you're using Abigail, who cares? Okay, so here we go. A little bit of damage. It's not gonna do that much. The big burst is gonna be on turn 6 for us. So we're not gonna cross that threshold either, which is kind of intentional. So we're not going below 50. All right, Celeste, come on, girl. All right, let's shift Celeste, and let's do some damage. Is Hayo on the shift form? He is. Okay, a little bit of burst here. Nothing extreme. That's fine, that's fine. So Melissa can now shared, and we'll do a double bar Darkja to fill the LB gauge. Abigail can just, I guess, cover, Protectka, and bar Faraja. Alright, so let me think. So we want to burst again on turn 4, and then on turn 5, we want to set up for the big burst on turn 6. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just fill the LB gauge yet again. we got to do Abigail's SLB as well. Oh my god, these auto castings. Alright, SLBU, we only need basically a tiny speck of there. So Bar Darkja. Let's also do Dragon and Human Killer. And we'll go ahead and do another tiny burst. This again will not push the boss below 50, so we're fine here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to get setting up for burst next round. Okay, so here goes. So before we do anything, the boss is going to heal on turn 5, on his turn 5. So we're going to use Melissa to do a healing down. Now that's going to imbue everyone, unfortunately. But I'll show you in a second once all the autocast. Okay, so Melissa is going to all-consuming to drop the healing on the boss. Then we're going to do, let's see here, Dragon and Human Killer. Abigail will cover, protect, and do a bar for rage to fill LB gauge. Let's see. Aang will Hunter of the Mystical, Awaken Divinity, and Clear Sun. No. No, we need Aang's SLB. So Hunter of the Mystical, Awaken Divinity, or we need his LB. And this Poise Concentration fills LB gauge to the maximum, so we'll do that. Let's see here. Hayo will just hit the boss a few times. Veritas will Glacial Snap, Arcane Supplementation, and Katana Flick. And then Celeste will use her in the base form. She'll use her Magnus to take away that Dark Imbue and replace it with 100% Light Amp. Teamwork is not ready, that's fine. We'll just refresh a long-term Light Imbue, and then we'll do High-Tech Blaster, so she can 150 Light Amplify. Okay, so on this turn, the boss is going to heal a little bit and get Mirage. We're not worried about that. We gave him healing down as well. Okay. Now, we're going to use Perfect Dispel to get rid of that boss's Mirage before we deal our damage. After all the auto-casting, which is so exciting. Okay, so Abigail will Drone-type Fix. Let's see. Cover and just Protectka. Now we're ready to burst. So Hayo will shift the LB, Aang SLB. And this will be our 5 billion damage cap as well. I guess Melissa can go ahead and Beast Killer on Aang, Dragon Killer on Aang, Human Killer on Aang for just more big single target killers. Anyway, here should be the damage cap and a nice chunk of damage, and then the threshold. Okay, and we did 6.9s. We're good there. Okay. So the boss cures his debuffs and attacks us a few times. We should be fine, honestly speaking. It is painful, but, you know, we're good. Okay, so the boss completely cured all his debuffs and all that kind of stuff. So we got to deal with that. So Celeste will go back to the base form, and we're going to high-tech barrier for the mitigation. We're going to field for the imperil, and then coordinated teamwork. Let's see here. Veritas of the Frost will... Not that. Katana Flick the boss, Solitary, and Daemon Guard. Yeah, Crimson Undermine for the break on Hayo, Refined Stance, and I think Mighty Flame fills his LB gauge. Not that one. Ultimate Flame. Yeah, Ultimate Flame fills his LB gauge to the maximum. We'll do that. Aang will basically just attack 3 times. Let's see. Abigail can SLB. And next turn we will continue our bursting. Melissa will do Bar Darkja, shared immunity, and let's do a Parasol Shield for the mitigation. And we just continue dealing damage. No big deal. We got 99% mitigation this turn, so the damage is literally irrelevant. Okay. Let's do a little bit of bursting. So we're not quite there on Aang's LB. That's fine. We'll fix that in a second once all the autocasting is complete. Hayo shifted LB. Veritas LB. Put Celeste back in the shift form. LB. Aang LB is good to go, in fact. Melissa will killers again. So we're going to killer, killer, killer. And we're probably going to kill the boss here. If not, we'll keep going next turn. We can Omni cover with Celeste. Or Abigail. Didn't kill, not a problem. So we'll just Omni cover and fill some LB gauge. And we'll kill next turn. It's fine. Okay, the boss buffs up again, but whatever. Yeah, the boss does a whole lot of damage in phase 2, but, you know, we're using good buffing. Okay, so the SLBs are good to go. I could just use the SLBs and be done with it, but, you know, you want to have some fun. Let's check. Are we still light imbued? It might have worn off at this point. Nope, we have one more turn of light imbue, so we're good. So Abigail will just fill the gauge with Bar for Asia 3 times. And we burst again. The end. Rank 1 with old units. There it is. I'll show you the gear in a second. Now, I didn't do a turn chart because I just winged it. You know, too much effort. But there we go. There we go. Yeah, the boss is not that hard, honestly speaking. Just maintain your mitigations, maintain your buffs, re-break when the boss dispels, rebuff if the boss dispels you, all that kind of fun stuff. And there we go. Rank 1, and there's a damage breakdown. Relatively evened out. Surprisingly, Celeste didn't actually deal that much more than the others, but there it is. And I'm already done farming, so... Okay, let me go ahead and show you the gear. So as far as Espers go, Bahamut on Celeste for all the killers. Overkiller Dragon on Hayo with Bahamut. Overkiller Beast on Veritas with Ifrit. And then Aang needed some extra help with the killers. We gave him Diabolus. Okay, so Melissa, not too much special here. I just gave her some Clash gear for the autocast morale. The whole party is immune to Blind, Confuse, and Petrify. The others don't matter. A little bit of Dark and Light Resist helps if you can fit it, but don't make any exchanges to do that. And there you go. And then we gave her a morale card. Abigail, Passive Provoke. Evasion doesn't matter, by the way. So Passive Provoke, Savior's chest piece. Orb for the counters, some mitigation stuff, and as much physical bulk as possible because she is our passive provoker for the physical damage. So a lot of defense if you can fit it. So we gave her like Warrior's Bulwark, Pride of the Behemoth, the physical card. There you go. Celeste in the base form, just some morale gear, Empress Rod, mitigations because why not? And then this is technically from the new step up, but the only purpose of it is this right here. It gave her a little bit of Demon and Fairy Killer. That's all this card really did. So you could also give her something like the old Sylvie Esther step up card, etc. Shift form. She's a little hard to gear for this. So Aya's Dress for the killers, Photon Core for the dual hand or the double hand, and the Fairy Killer. And then a lot more killers as well. And again, the fundamental will, if you're EX3 Celeste, use her own EX materia. Hayo in the base form is just, bulk, whatever, literally who cares. And then shift form is damage. Because he's a premium, he gears for it pretty easily. There you go, maxed on everything, his own card. Aang, right here, maxed on all the killers. He doesn't gear for it too terribly bad. There it is. And we gave him Rick's card. And then Veritas, we gave him a fist build because it's a little bit better for him. Other than that, maxed all the killers, and we gave him just a generic card. Okay, there it was. Clash of Wills, not that hard, a little bit slowish with older units, but we got it done. Okay, now I'm going to go play Final Fantasy X, because I started it up again after hearing that nostalgic music on that previous pull video. So I got it off Steam, and I'm playing the remaster. Anyway, see you in a bit.